13, beginning in verse 8.
Go ahead and read.
Owe no man anything, but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
Right, because love is the fulfilling of the law. When you love, you have fulfilled the law, because the law is love. See, if you love me, keep my commandments. So by fulfilling the law, keep on reading. It equals, in other words, it equals to love, people, when you keep the law.
Verse 9, for this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
And remember, he said, this is the law and the prophets. We read that in Matthew chapter 7. Well, go ahead and read.
Verse 10, love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law.
You want to love somebody? Then you don't steal from them. You don't commit adultery with his wife or with the husband. You don't covet them, what their possessions. You don't covet their things. You don't covet your neighbor's stuff. You don't bear false witness against them. You don't have no other gods. You remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. You don't set no graven images. You don't put no crosses around your neck. You know? You don't take his name in vain. Don't take on his name and then continue doing crazy stuff. All this is part of it. Thou shalt not kill. You don't murder. So that's how you love your brother. I had a brother come in and stay with me and his family. I didn't know. I took him off the streets. And they was in my home, me and my wife. Gave him a job and everything. And I got some more folks that I hired to get my house painted. And he didn't know how to paint, but I gave him a job. But the folks came in, I put one over him because he was the professional, and I paid him more money. Do you know this brother got mad at me? Do you know this brother called up my elder brother and told me I didn't love him? You know what my elder brother said to him? And what did he try to commit adultery with your wife? What, did he steal something from you? You know, did he cover you? No. He said that he loved you. I did. Bought him my home. See, people, I couldn't have people in my home after that. I just stopped. See, you know what love is. It ain't all this kissy, Mrs. It ain't all that mess. But let's keep on reading.
The book of Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we were believed.
That's when we first believed. See, our salvation nearer than when we first believed, people, especially this day. So it's time to wake up. Because the day is far spent. This day is right on the verge of exploding on us. 1 John chapter 2.
The book of 1 John chapter 2.
Verse 3.
Beginning in verse 3.
Go ahead and read.
And through covetousness shall they with fiends' words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now...
Wait a minute. You in 1 John? 1 John chapter 2. Verse 3. Go ahead and read.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
I'll share this with a brother today. You know, I know the Lord. I said, listen, listen, brother. Here is how if you know the Lord or not. Go ahead and read.
Verse 4. He that saith I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Right. See, the law is truth, people. If you see, Lord, we've done many mighty works in your name. We cast out devils. We did wonderful works. We prophesied. That's what only the Christians do that. And he's going to say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I know you not. Because they're not keeping the commandments, man. They're not keeping his covenant. He don't deal with you unless you're keeping the covenant. The covenant contains his laws and statutes and feast days and all that. Not Christmas and Easter. That's pagan holidays. Not Sunday. That's the day of the sun. Constantine gave you that day. That didn't come out of the mouth of God. See? Constantine changed the Sabbath day. The Lord never changed it. But they'll teach you that they did. Go look it up and see who gave it to you. Verse 5.
Verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. He that said he abided in him ought himself also to walk.
Didn't he walk and keep the commandments?
Yes.
Okay. 1 John chapter 3.
The book of 1 John chapter 3.
Verse 4.
Beginning at verse 4. Whosoever committed sin.
This is the biblical definition of sin. Because remember he said, shall we sin that grace abound? God forbid. Now here's the biblical definition of sin. Go ahead.
The book of 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the transgression of the law. It's the transgression. It's the keeping not of his commandments. See, if you love him, you keep my commandments. Because he says, sin not. Why do we keep talking about sin if there's no law? That's right. Go to verse 10 and read.
Verse 10. In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteous is not of God, neither he that loveth not his brother.
That's right. So whose child are you? If you don't practice righteousness, so you're the children of the devil. If you say you don't keep the commandments, you're a liar and the truth is not in you. Or me, if I don't do it. Verse 21.
Verse 21. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then have we confidence toward God. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
Right. Simple as that. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2.
And we're going to start in verse 7 and read.
Beginning in verse 7.
Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Iniquity is sin. See, it had started working back in Paul's days, when they brought the Gentiles in, and they came in with that paganism that was causing people to worship contrary to the law. But Paul told you this is how he worshiped, believing all things that are written in the law and the prophets. They started bringing in that Sunday worship, not keeping the Sabbath day. You can just eat anything you want and just pray over it. They started bringing in the day of Mithra, those pagan holidays. All that stuff started to creep into the church. Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now let it will let until he be taken out of the
Because this thing came out of Rome, not Zion. Go ahead. The book came out of Zion, but the iniquity came out of Rome. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
See, it's not miracles that what would I say, that verifies God. It's the keeping of the commandments that do. Like I told the brother, I said, listen, we gather all so-called Christians together. Now, if we're going to go to dinner, we ain't going to go on the Sabbath, we ain't going to go on Sunday. But we're going to go to dinner, all go to dinner. And we're going to have a buffet out there full of everything. Your roast chicken, your prime rib, your steak, your ham, and your shrimp. All that. And I'm going to go to the table, and other those who know the law, we're going to eat the beef, we're going to eat the chicken. And then those who believe they can just do anything, they're going to grab that pork. They're going to grab that swine. They're going to grab that shrimp. And then right there, that's how you know the difference between who is serving the true God and who is not serving the true God. That's the only way you can tell the difference.
Yes.
It's those who keep his commandments. It's the ones who love him. The ones who don't is the ones who say they love him, but don't do anything he say. That's the difference. Because sin is what? The transgression of the law. So now you know the difference between a saint and a sinner. But if you don't have the truth in your mind and on your mind, you can't discern that. Where we at? Keep on.
Verse 10. And with all deceitfulness of unrighteousness.
Unrighteousness is those who don't practice keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
In them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
The truth is the law. But they don't receive it. Like I told the brother years ago, back in the 80s. The Most High put on my mind in Ephesians where it says, speaking the truth in love. I had the thought, how can you speak the truth in love if you don't have a love for the truth? You've got to love truth. It may not fit your scheme of things. It may be hard to swallow, but it's still truth, people. Truth don't change. He's the God of truth. He's not the God of a lie. Satan is the father of all lies. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie.
Believe the lie. And that comes straight out of Satan's mouth. Thou shalt not surely die. See? The Lord said, thou shalt surely die. Two of them. Change one word.
Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Psalms 119. Believe not the truth. All be damned. All be judged. Now listen up. Now, I didn't write the book. If you got a problem with it, speak to management, and maybe he'll change for you.
It ain't gonna happen.
Well, they act like it. We act like we're the pot and he the clay. We want to mold God into our own fashion, people, so we can serve the God of our imagination.
Yeah. Amen.
Instead of the God of this book, because that's comforting to us. Because we don't want him to reign over us. We don't want to give up nothing. 142 of the verse of the Psalm 119, verse 142. Read it, brother.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
How long did it last?
An everlasting righteousness. And thy law is the truth.
Whoa!
Come on with it.
You'll be judged by it. Do you have a love for the truth? If you don't, you're going to be damned. Do you have a love for the law? You're going to be damned if you don't. See, I read, and I wonder how can all these love the word, the law so much, and we hate it? Look at Psalms 119, verse 1. Look at verse 1 of Psalms 119. We're going to read these real quick. Verse 1. Same chapter. Verse 1. I'll read it while you get there. You got it? Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 1. Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Lord.
Well, how can you be blessed? If it's somebody, cursed are those who keep not the law. Did we read that?
That's right.
But blessed are those who keep the law. See, let's go to verse 174. Same chapter, 119, 174. Just go there, brother.
I have longed for the salvation, O Lord, and thy law is my delight.
Well, why come the prophets ever delight in this thing and we hate it so much? 176, verse 176.
Verse 176. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek thy servant, for I do not forget thy commandments.
Shit. Because when you forget the commandments, you go astray. See? Look at 153 of Psalms.
Verse 153. Consider my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget thy law.
Man, look at that. How beautiful that is. These are his holy laws, people. Verse 97 and 98.
Verse 97. Oh, how love I thy law.
I love that law. Go ahead.
It is my meditation all the day.
All the day long, man. Verse 98.
Though through thy commandments has made me wiser than my enemies, for they are ever with me.
Yes, sir. You want to be wise than your enemies? You better keep them commandments and know them. Go down to verse 48. No, wait a minute. Yeah, no, verse 99. Read that.
Verse 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for thy testimonies are my meditation.
Go ahead.
I understand more than the ancients, because I keep thy precepts.
Yeah. You want to get some understanding more even than the ancients? More than anybody around you? You better keep these laws and these precepts and these statutes, brother. You better get some understanding from them. What verse did we read? Verse 48 yet? 48.
We have verse 48. Verse 48. My hands also will I lift up unto thy commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate in thy statutes.
Well, which I have loved. Hold up holy hands, baby. Look at verse 30 and 32.
Verse 30. I have chosen the way of the truth. Thy judgment have I laid before me. Verse 31. I have stuck into thy testimonies, O Lord. Put me not to shame. I will run the way of thy commandments when thou shalt enlarge my heart.
See, your mind got to expand and receive the truth, people. See? The law is truth. Sanctify them through thy word is truth. It's the same. See? We did verse 48, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. And we're gonna do part 4 now. Romans chapter 1.